Where are the Gemini spacecraft today? Have you ever wondered what happened to the Gemini spacecraft after they completed their missions? These capsules were a vital part of NASA's Project Gemini during the 1960s, which was a key chapter in human spaceflight history. Today, many of these historic spacecraft are preserved in museums, allowing us to connect with the excitement of early space exploration. Let's take a closer look at where each Gemini spacecraft is located today. Gemini 1 was an uncrewed test flight, and it was intentionally destroyed during re-entry, so there are no remains of it. Gemini 2, another uncrewed vehicle, can be found at the Air Force Space and Missile Museum in Cape Canaveral, Florida. Moving on to Gemini 3, this was the first crewed mission in the Gemini program. You can see it on display at the Grissom Memorial in Mitchell, Indiana. Gemini 4 is famous for the first American spacewalk, and it is housed at the National Air and Space Museum in Washington, D.C. Gemini 5 is preserved at NASA's Johnson Space Center in Houston, Texas. Gemini 6 is located at the Stafford Air and Space Museum in Weatherford, Oklahoma. Gemini 7, which performed a long-duration mission alongside Gemini 6, is displayed at the Stephen F. Udvar-Hazy Center near Washington, D.C. Gemini 8 is known for the first docking in space, but it also experienced a critical in-flight malfunction. You can find it at the Armstrong Air and Space Museum in Wapakonta, Ohio. Gemini 9 is exhibited at the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex in Florida. Gemini 10 is at the Kansas Cosmosphere and Space Center in Hutchinson, Kansas. Gemini 11 can be found at the California Museum of Science and Industry in Los Angeles. Finally, Gemini 12, the last mission of the Gemini program, is displayed at the Adler Planetarium in Chicago, Illinois. These spacecraft serve as reminders of the 1960s space race, showcasing the technological advancements and daring spirit of that time. In addition to the capsules, the Gemini Agena Target Vehicles, which were uncrewed spacecraft launched to serve as docking targets, were placed into Earth orbit. Some of these remain in orbit as space debris, while others have re-entered the atmosphere over the years. Visiting these museums today provides a direct connection to the thrill and optimism of the 1960s space exploration efforts. The Gemini program was essential in bridging the gap between the early Mercury missions and the Apollo moon landings. It introduced critical techniques like orbital rendezvous and spacewalks that defined human spaceflight for years to come. Seeing these actual spacecraft allows us to appreciate the pioneering spirit and bold ambition that characterized the 1960s space race.